The air was calm as the sun began its ascent, casting a golden glow over the monastery courtyard. Disciples gathered, each seeking the wisdom that radiated from the enlightened one. His calm voice transcended the noise, drawing the attention of all present with an air of profound serenity. Imagine a river, its surface stirred by noise, chaos, pollution, he began, gesturing toward the city's restless pulse. Deep within the river flows stillness, Buddha continued, his tone carrying a gentle but unyielding certainty. Serenity, he said, is not the absence of disturbance but the depth untouched by external chaos. Look at the lotus blooming there, he said, his voice steady yet gentle. What do you notice about it? I observed the flower, its petals pure and unblemished, rising above the murky water. Master, it is beautiful and untouched by the mud from which it grows, I answered. Ananda, Buddha spoke, have you seen how the lotus blooms in mud yet radiates unspoiled purity? Ananda nodded slowly, his brow furrowed with contemplation, absorbing the metaphor that Buddha had placed before them. The lotus, Buddha explained, does not reject mud, it uses the mud to ascend and reveal its unmatched beauty. His gaze swept the circle of disciples, emphasizing the collective wisdom inherent in their shared silence. Do not resist urban chaos, Buddha urged. Embrace it as fertile ground for your growth. Like the lotus, behind them, the skyscrapers stood tall, their windows glowing like stars emerging against the twilight sky. Buddha's presence made the city's overwhelming energy seem less intrusive, transformed into a source of meaningful reflection. Visualize yourself as a lotus in this city, Buddha instructed. Rooted amidst chaos yet destined to rise above it. Disciples closed their eyes, focusing their minds on the image of the lotus, a symbol of serene transformation. As night approached, the distant hum of traffic harmonized with their meditative state, no longer an unwelcome intrusion. The stars began to peek through the blanket of city lights, their calm twinkle inspiring the gathered disciples. Growth, Buddha said, begins when chaos ceases to feel overwhelming and starts to serve as your mirror. His words wrapped around the disciples like a soothing balm, encouraging a deep embrace of interconnectedness and impermanence. The river flows despite obstruction. Its journey remains essential to its existence, Buddha said, his voice rich with insight. The disciples watched as the Buddha tossed the stone gently into a nearby pond, its surface breaking into concentric waves. The ripples represent the effects of suffering, the Buddha said, but with practice, the mind becomes the calm lake again. It is where gratitude begins. For without it, nothing else is possible. His words seemed to lift a veil from her spirit, and she nodded, the burden in her eyes softening. Each disciple reflected on the teachings, finding glimpses of the lotus within themselves amidst their uniquely human struggles. Seek serenity not by distancing yourself from chaos but by cultivating your depths to rise untarnished above it, Buddha concluded. He rose slowly, his presence leaving an enduring impression of peace, and led the disciples toward their humble monastery. Every step taken felt deliberate, as if each movement reinforced the teachings imparted during their time in the garden. The disciples walked silently, reflecting on their roles as lotuses blooming within the unrelenting flow of city existence. Remember, Buddha said softly, what disturbs your surface should never touch the depths you have cultivated inside. The group arrived at the monastery under a sky blanketed with stars, their hearts resonating with newfound serenity. From the garden to the monastery, the city became a companion in their journey toward inner calm and wisdom. Master, I will begin with breath, she said, her voice stronger now. The Buddha reached out a hand, not to touch, but to bless her with the gesture of his palm. Begin, and you shall find that gratitude grows like the lotus. Steady and resilient, he said. The sun climbed higher, its rays warm but gentle, casting the world in soft light as the morning unfolded. In the quiet of the monastery, they meditated, anchoring themselves amidst impermanence, just as the lotus blooms above murky waters. The journey towards serenity had begun, unfurling one petal at a time, in harmony with life's inherent chaos. The gentle sound of flowing water accompanied his thoughts. Swirling like currents of uncertainty within his restless mind, he approached the Buddha, who sat serenely upon a rock, gazing at the lotus flowers blooming along the riverbank. He bent down, picking up a small pebble from the dusty ground, holding it between his thumb and forefinger. "See this pebble," Buddha said, his voice calm and clear amidst the surrounding clamor of commerce and conversation. Another day, another lesson under the shade of the Bodhi tree. The disciples gathered, their robes fluttering in the gentle breeze. The Buddha paused, scooping a handful of water from the river, allowing it to trickle down slowly from his fingers. "Do you see, Anand? This water cannot hold its form, constantly changing, adapting, and flowing towards its destined path." "Ananda," he asked, "how does the water remain calm despite disturbances? Despite the endless pebbles cast upon its surface?" Ananda hesitated, then replied, "The water must find stillness within, no matter how many pebbles are thrown at it." Buddha nodded, a faint smile of approval gracing his serene countenance, affirming the wisdom in Ananda's response. "You see," Buddha said, "serenity is not about evading the pebbles but allowing them without losing your inner stillness." The disciples watched the bustling market anew, seeing it as a living reflection of Buddha's teachings on tranquility. One vendor shouted, another haggled, children laughed, and animals brayed. Yet the chaos became almost musical, almost harmonious. "Silence," Buddha said, "is not the absence of sound but the fullness of presence, the depth beneath the surface." "Master," he began shyly, "I bring you these stones as an offering. I have nothing else to give." The disciples followed Buddha deeper into the market, each step an opportunity to practice presence and peaceful observation. They saw merchants arguing passionately yet laughed together moments later, revealing the impermanent nature of life's supposed disruptions. "What are these stones to you?" he asked, his voice soothing as a lullaby. The boy replied earnestly, "They are precious to me, Master." Even amidst turmoil, Buddha observed, there is always a note of harmony. Seek it, and let it guide your practice. "This pebble teaches us a valuable lesson," he began. "Gratitude is not measured by wealth but by the heart behind the act." His voice resonated through the crowd, its depth compelling them to reflect. He turned to the disciples and said, "This child reminds us that gratitude thrives in humility, a gift more precious than gold." "What did you learn from the market?" Buddha asked, his eyes inviting each disciple to share their personal revelations. One disciple spoke, "I learned that chaos is fleeting, and our reactions often give it more weight than it deserves." Another added, "The market taught me to see beauty amidst noise, to find stillness even when surrounded by movement." Buddha listened intently, his expression encouraging, his silence affirming the truth in their words and their growing understanding. "The market is a mirror," Buddha said, "reflecting both our turmoil and our capacity for peace. Depending on our gaze." He closed his eyes momentarily, as if touching the infinite well of stillness within, then spoke with renewed clarity. "Anand, fear is natural, but it is impermanent too. Walk with your fear, not as its servant, but as its companion." Buddha's teachings lingered like the musician's melody, guiding their practice as they navigated the ripples of their inner ponds. Night fell, stars emerging like silent witnesses, as the disciples vowed to embody calm amidst life's inevitable disturbances. The Buddha continued, "Anand, remember that like the lotus, your journey is uniquely yours. Do not measure your growth against others. Each day, Buddha reminded them, offers countless pebbles. Yet your depth determines whether you are shaken or remain still. As the disciples dispersed for the evening, they carried a newfound awareness, ready to face the world with equanimity. The child held his pebble tightly, his face radiant with a sense of purpose. Master, he said timidly, can I continue to offer my stones, even if they are all I have? The Buddha's smile was gentle and reassuring. The wind swept gently across the rooftop, carrying with it the mingled scents of urban life and blooming flowers. Buddha stood silently for a moment, gazing at the sprawling network of streets, buildings, and countless lives intertwined below. Look at the city, Buddha said, his voice calm yet profound. A tapestry of ambition, struggle, joy, and sorrow. Ananda stood beside him, his expression thoughtful, awaiting the teaching that Buddha would weave from the view before them. Ananda, Buddha asked, can the city ever touch the sky above it, no matter how tall its buildings grow? Ananda replied, no, teacher. The sky remains vast and untouchable, embracing the city without being diminished by it. Buddha smiled, nodding in agreement, his gaze softening as if the truth illuminated his heart once more. The sky, Buddha said, teaches us to be expansive, to embrace all things without letting them limit our boundless nature. As the gathering concluded, the disciples dispersed, their minds stirred by the lessons of the offering of stones. The child ran toward the pond, his laughter echoing, his pebbles now symbols of gratitude's enduring power. The disciples listened intently, their thoughts mingling with the gentle whispers of the wind around them. Within this boundlessness, Buddha explained, there is space for noise, movement, and life, without sacrificing the serenity within. He paused, allowing his words to settle like seeds, ready to grow in the fertile minds of his gathered disciples. Imagine your mind as the sky, Buddha instructed. Let the clouds of thoughts and emotions pass without clinging to them. The rooftop offered a unique vantage point, both literal and symbolic, encouraging a broader view of existence and impermanence. Buddha turned to another disciple, his eyes compassionate, inviting a question or reflection from the student's inner struggle. The disciples gathered in quiet reverence, each seeking renewal through the Master's teachings. I was among them, my heart eager for the wisdom to unfold. From this rooftop, Buddha said, we see the city differently. Its urgency diminishes, revealing its place within the greater whole. The disciples nodded, their perspectives shifting as they viewed the city not as overwhelming but as an intricate part of life. A young monk named Tissa knelt before him, his face a tapestry of guilt and self-doubt. Master, Tissa began, his voice trembling, I feel unworthy of your teachings. My errors weigh heavily upon my heart. The Buddha regarded him kindly, his expression unchanging, as steady as the still waters of a pond. Tissa, he said softly, what do you see in your reflection when you gaze into the water? Tissa hesitated, unsure of the question, and replied, I see my face, Master, though it often feels distorted by my own judgment. The Buddha gestured to the pond nearby, its surface glimmering under the morning sun. The sky does not reject the storm, Buddha said. It allows it, knowing the storm will eventually pass. He pointed to the horizon where the sun kissed the earth, a meeting of light and shadow in perfect harmony. In every storm, Buddha explained, there is a lesson, a chance to deepen your understanding of peace and impermanence. The disciples embraced the teaching, their minds expanding like the sky, embracing all while clinging to nothing. Your reflection is but a fragment, Tissa, the Buddha explained, his tone steady like a calm stream. It reveals what is on the surface, but beneath lies the depths of your being. Ananda, Buddha said, never forget, the sky above and the city below are not separate. They exist together in harmony. The disciples reflected on this unity, finding new layers of meaning in the interconnectedness of all things. Remember, Buddha said, his voice soft yet firm, your essence is boundless. Let nothing in this world diminish your vastness. They descended from the rooftop with a newfound sense of inner freedom, ready to face life's noise with serenity. The sun climbed higher, its light breaking through the leaves, scattering golden rays over the listening crowd. The Buddha turned to the group, his voice resonant yet soft. Each of us carries imperfections. Much like the pond reflects both clarity and ripples, he continued. Gratitude for oneself is the root of all compassion. Without it, how can we truly offer kindness to others? His words lingered in the air, sinking into the hearts of his disciples, their eyes glistening with newfound understanding. Tissa bowed deeply, his tears mingling with the earth beneath him. Master, he said, his voice steadier now, how do I begin this practice of self-gratitude? The Buddha smiled, the gentle curve of his lips a testament to his boundless wisdom and patience. Start with the smallest acknowledgement, the Buddha advised. Like the moon reflected in the water, imperfect but luminous nonetheless. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.